All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is gonna be a video. I was just thinking about this, right? On is there anything that can be done to make us get over the Atlantic slave trade, right? Like, is a verbal apology gonna make us get over it? Right? Is reparations of finances. Okay, everyone that was a descendant of a person that went through Atlantic slave trade, you all get 1 million, you all get 250,000, you all get 5 billion, you all get whatever amount you want to say. You all get a monthly per diem of 100 grand every single month for the rest of your life. Whatever they would want to try and say financial wise. You all get 40 acres and a mule now. Whatever thing they could think of, is that gonna really undo what was done, right? Because a lot was done. So if you think that you can do a verbal apology, but nobody, right, has ended up having to go back up into the spirit world because of what you did when you sent people back up to the spirit world, right? But you've all decided we're gonna apologize. We're sorry for what we did wrong in that time. But you're not allowed to do any of the things that we did to you, but we're sorry about that. We're the bigger people. We're sorry what happened at that time. And now, let's let bygones be bygones. We've said sorry, right? And now it's over. Do you think that that's going to work? Or let's say, okay, we took people's lives away. We actually physically harm people mentally, psychologically, spiritually. We meant to destroy these people. We never told them who they are. We stole it. We beat their nationality out of them, right? We ate them. We book broke them. Which book broken? No, you RIAPED people, women, children, and men. Don't try and put a fancy word on it. You didn't book break people. You RAPED them, didn't you? Right? But now, we've decided that the financial reward, the financial compensation for that should be roughly around, and then whatever number you want to say. So everyone, after we give you this money, it's over. But we still own all the businesses, all the things that we ended up owning off the back of what we did to you. We still own all of that, and you don't get none of that. But we will give you some money though. Like, do you really think that that's actually gonna heal the wound, right? And this is what I'm here to say in this video. The only thing that is going to allow us to get over what happened is prophecy being fulfilled, right? And prophecy being fulfilled, when it's fulfilled and it's came to pass, results in us being free from having to ever see the people that did all that wickedness to us ever again. Yahweh's going to rid us of the memory of our greatest oppressor. He's going to rid us of them. They're not going to be there. It's not like, oh, we went through this, we got 1,000 years of captivity out of them, we built back up our society again, and then now they're over there somewhere doing whatever they're doing, but we got ours back, we got our revenge. But we still see them and remember, okay, this is the people that did us over like that. No. Yahweh's calling for our number one enemy to not exist anymore after this. Right? And you can get sour about it all you want. Oh man, I can't believe this guy's saying this. Why don't he show his face, the coward? Listen, man, my face is on this channel. If you really want to see what I look like, you can find it. It's just the videos upload quicker when I don't show the face. But there's videos on there with my face. Like, if that's what y'all want to think, you can say what you want to say, right? Because there's people that do show their face that say the same thing. So the message is the message, regardless of whether my face is on there or not. There's videos where I've just recorded my voice. You don't even see the scriptures as well. The message is the same message. And it's going to always stay the same message no matter what. And here's the fun part. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's say I'm not one of the people and I'm a fraud. I'm not really an Israelite. What I'm saying right now, let's say I'm an Israelite, but I'm a wicked one. Let's just say that. All right. What I'm saying right now, I ain't lying though. I ain't lying. This is what's gonna happen, right? Prophecy is the only way that the Israelites are gonna get over what happened to them. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So if you didn't ever lead anyone into captivity, and if your forefathers didn't ever lead anyone into captivity, and if you never justified people putting people into captivity by saying things like, well, everyone's did that over one stage in history. If you never just, oh, but they were savages, so it was okay what they did. Oh, but they wasn't building anything over there, as if they have to build what you want them to build. Oh, because they ain't built what you want, you can put them in slavery. But then, okay, let's say then that some people have got better ideas for the planet than what you're doing right now. And they decide, you know what, your society that you're building ain't good enough for what we want. So we're going to put you in slavery and we're going to build something better than what you want. Whether you believe it's better or not, don't matter. We believe it's going to be better at the end of it. So we're going to put you in slavery because you're primitive, you're savage. Is that okay then? You with all your phone technology, all your Wi-Fi, 5G, all this internet stuff, electric cars. Let's say somebody came through and was like, you know what? I don't like this. I want a better society than this. I want flying cars. Forget this self-driving cars BS. No, I've got some new technology and these people ain't up on things. So I want to make it like how I want to make it. So we're gonna put these primitive savages in slavery and build what we want. And afterwards, when they get the chance to maybe look at a flying car, not own one, but they get the chance to look at one, maybe get the chance to be a passenger in one, we're going to say, get over all the things that we did to you because look, there's flying cars now and the phones are holograms. So get over it. And you're never going to get revenge. Get over it. And then when you complain, we're going to say, oh, so you got a chip on your shoulder, right? And that's the thing that I'm starting to think when all you Edomites are complaining about immigration. Oh, make America great again. Oh, they're taking all the jobs. So you got a chip on your shoulder, have you? Have you got a chip on your shoulder, have you, mate? You talking all this about immigrants. Have you got a chip on your shoulder? Because that's what you used to say to us, right? When we had a reason to be complaining, you called it a chip on the shoulder. So have you got a chip on your shoulder now? Oh, the immigrants are coming over, military age men. Have you got a chip on your shoulder? Because it's surely looking like there's a Dorito on there to me. You got a chip on your shoulder? Because that's what you used to say about us, right? We're saying the police are doing this, the police are doing that. But isn't it funny when I watch some of these police arrest videos, the main thing that some of you people say, well, let me say it like this, like one of the things that people like to say about so-called black people when they try to mock us on these arrest videos some of the time is, I didn't do nothing. And they always try and laugh and mock that. They say I can't breathe. But then when I'm watching a so-called white person getting arrested, they're saying the same thing. They're saying I didn't do anything. And they're saying when they're on the floor and the police are all over them, I can't breathe. So either they're both liars. The so-called white people that are saying they can't breathe and they didn't do anything, they're lying, just like the black people are lying. Or everyone that's a criminal, that's broken the law or breaking the law, will, to try and get out of getting justice served on them, will say I didn't do anything wrong, because that's just a natural thing that people say. And then when the police do their moves on the people, they really can't breathe, or that's something that people say that are criminals to try and make the police get off them. You gotta tell me, because I've watched plenty of these police arrest videos where a white criminal's doing something, where a so-called black person's doing it, and they all seem to say the same thing. I can't breathe. I didn't do anything. I'm not resisting. They all say the same thing. They all try and get out of it the same way. But yet you try and make it a character trait of us that we just say these things when everyone says that kind of stuff, man. Don't try it, bruh. But back on this, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So if you never did that to anyone, don't worry about it. If you're not connected to anyone that did that through lineage and through your nationality and through your race, don't worry. You're nice, right? If you never did nothing to nobody, you're all right. You'll be all right, man, right? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. If you've never unalived people or justified your nation unaliving people, then you're all right, man. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what we're waiting. This is the reparation, right? Until this has happened, we ain't never getting over captivity. So I'll be honest right now. Really, as far as the reparation thing goes, there's not even no point of you Edomites ever thinking about even pretending to do it. You're never going to do it anyway. But you may as well stop dangling the carrot, because you're not going to do it anyway. Right? You're never going to do it, are you? So stop pretending like you're going to do it, because you're not going to, are you? So just give up on pretending. Be who you really are, man. Come out with all the real evil that you've got in your mind, but just know that your nation is not allowed to really be honest, because you've told so many lies over the years. So when you start finally telling the truth, everyone's gonna be like, okay, so that's the game we're playing. All right, okay, I see ya. You Edomites have not got the Lord on your side. You haven't got the Heavenly Father on your side to tell the truth, because the first thing that you'd have to admit is that you're an Edomite. And once you admit that, okay, Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 and Romans chapter 9 and verse 13, God hates you. So once we know God hates you, what do we need to listen to anything you've got to say about? Once we know that you're the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction, why would we ever want to listen to you? You can't admit the truth. You have to tell half truths, quarter truths, and full lies. Right? You ain't got the power of the Lord on your side to tell the truth. Your kingdom has always been based off you lying. The whole thing. And until prophecy is fulfilled, we ain't never getting over it. We ain't never gonna get over the captivity that we was put into. We ain't never getting over until the wound's healed, man. Right? Until we see you fall completely, we're never gonna be happy. I'm just telling the truth. I don't care. I'll tell the truth about it. Until we see your nation fall, until we see America, which is Babylon the Great, receive what its judgment is supposed to be, according to the Bible in Revelation, the 18th chapter, right? We're not gonna be happy. And we're not gonna get over what happened to us, man. Once we're changed and we're under the new covenant, then we'll get over it. And it's going to be like we was in a dream, right? When the Lord Yahweh of Sabaoth returned the captivity of Israel and Judah, we were like them that dream. Then were our mouths filled with laughter. And the heathen said that Yahweh has done great things for them. But until then, we're going to be miserable down here. And you're going to start to become as miserable as we are, because the curses are slowly chasing behind your tail. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. So until we get this as well, we ain't going to be content with no so-called reparations. What's that going to do? Oh, so you've got a reparation. Okay, now you can buy an electric driving car. All right, big deal. It's not no different than any other car. It still just gets me to the destination. All right, it looks a bit nice on the inside. So what? I'm still going to get pulled over by an Edomite officer and harassed and questioned about how I got the car, because he's jealous, pretending like he's just pulling me over because someone matches my description. No, you're pulling me over because you've seen that I got a nice car and you want to figure out how in this algorithm of oppression I managed to get a car that you can't afford. Because when it's an Edomite in that car, you're not going to question them. You're going to assume that I've did something untoward to get the car, or you're going to try and figure out how I got the car, send it back to the rest of your Edomite people to try and figure out how we can stop so-called black people from getting cars, from doing this particular career path. This is what I think you devils do. Now, I've tested out to see just how much you Edomites watch us when we don't even know. And I'll tell a little story, man. There was a time when I was just going for a walk and it was nighttime, like 11 p.m., like late at night. I'm just walking on the street, right? And a car comes down the street with the lights on or whatever, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let me just see how much these Edomites watch us. I want to test out. I want to do a social experiment, right, real quick. And I do that stuff a lot with you Edomites, man. Let me just test a social experiment real quick. So I hid by a tree that was on the street, man. I kind of hid by the tree to just see what would happen. Like when I'm walking on the street after the car had gone past it, they couldn't see where I'd went, right? You know, the car stopped. The car stopped in the middle of the street, man. Further up, about maybe 15, 20 meters away from where I was, the car stopped, man. I looked back and I seen that the car had stopped. And I could peek, and if the owner and the person in the car couldn't see me. You know how creepy that is? Because there wasn't no turn there. And then after I carried on walking, the car moved again. So you Edomites are always watching our footsteps, man. I know this. Just like in that movie Get Out. Just like in that movie Get Out, right? Where the guys at the party and everyone's just talking to each other, pretending like they ain't even acknowledging him. He goes upstairs. Every single one of them stops and just watching him, listening to his footsteps upstairs, man. Creepy as hell. And that's how you Edomites are. You're a bunch of creeps. You're always watching our footpaths, and it's worse when there's only one Israelite or a few Israelites around several Edomites, man. Because that's when they can try and play their gaslighting, passive... excuse me. That's when they can try and do their gaslighting, passive-aggressive, psychological warfare at the best, where there's only one or two Israelites, and then the rest of them are heathen. They'll try and split the two Israelites up and make one Israelite not like the other one. They'll try and overly praise one Israelite and then not praise the other one. Whichever one is the most rebellious, they'll try and not praise him. And some of you Jakes are such coons, you don't even see the trick. There was this time when I was at a gym, right, that I'd been going to for a while, and like it was just normally only me in there, and I'd just be seeing these Edomites kind of looking like they think they was going to try and do something, which they wouldn't have tried to do, right? I think at that particular time anyway, them people that I'm talking about, they known what would have happened, man. And I ain't trying to talk like I'm no tough guy neither, but them particular people would have known what was going to happen. But anyway, there came a day where I went into the same gym and there was more Jakes in there, like just 2 or 3, right, including me. So like 2 other Israelites as well as me, and one of them was like some big 6'5" Francis Ngannou looking geezer, right, and then the other one was some like construction Jake and all that. So they're used to hanging around with Esau and being around Esau, whatever. And I could just tell before that my session was going to be finished that one particular Edomite was not going to be able to contain himself and was going to have to try and talk to one Israelite in there. And I just didn't want it to be me, because if it was me, then that means that he thinks I'm the coon. And what do you know? He did it. He did exactly what I thought. He couldn't contain himself and had to try and, because he felt so insecure about what was going on. He couldn't handle it. And he had to do it, man. He had to. Because you Edomites think that you're so invisible with your ways. No, we're starting to see who you are, man. The Bible shows us who you are. And even if we can't figure out what you're up to, the Bible's got something for us for that. Never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, and you're our enemy. We don't trust you, man. We don't look at you with glazed over eyes like how everyone else looks at you. We look at you for who you are, an Edomite, man. You're an Edomite. Don't try and slick out with me. Don't try and act fresh with me. You're an Edomite. Don't try and act like you're some high IQ. You're an Edomite. Before anything else, we know you're an Edomite, man. So don't try it, bruh. We know your destiny is to literally be extinct. So we don't look at you like, oh, you're so special. You ain't so special in our eyes. And that's what really grinds your gears, huh? But back to this thought process of, until prophecies fulfilled, we're never going to get over what's happening around down here. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob. This is what we're waiting for. Not you Edomites having some fake mercy on us. Okay, we're no longer lynching you and putting you in slave ships, and we're no longer being racist. You never stopped. What do you mean no longer? You never stopped, man. They're never going to stop. because we're a continual reminder that they are not supposed to be in charge. I don't care what these Edomites say about us, right? About how they think we're so inferior. If you really think someone's inferior, you don't worry about them. But if you think someone's superior, then when that person can't even go to the gym without you stalking their workout, stalking what they're doing, man might just pick up 2 5 kg weights and you're, oh, I wonder what he's going to do with them. Oh, wow. I wonder what he goes over to the squat rack, weight rack, and you're just stalking what he's going to do, man. Stalking to see if he can lift more than you. Because that's how you rank yourself. Or if he can lift more than me, that means he's better than me. He's better. Oh, man, he did 85 kg. I can only do 75. He did 120 kg. I can only do 105 kgs. And now you're going to make your... like, I'm telling you, man. Some of you might think I'm lying. And I'm not trying to make it like I'm no super... Among the children of Israel, my strength when it comes to the people that are strong is about, like, average, I would say. I would personally say that it's like average strength. But among these heathens, though, I'm damn near an Olympian compared to them, to be honest with you. But these Edomites, right? When they see Jake doing his thing in the gym, and I ain't been to the old gym for a while or whatever, but I'm just saying things that I've seen before in the past. Some of these Edomites, I've seen them change their whole program, man. And you might say, oh, this guy's proud. He's just making things up. No, I'm not. I've seen him be in the corner, in the back, just stalking what I'm doing, man. Just watching me like a weirdo, man. Oh, what's he going to do with that weight? Like, just being weird. They've already dressed, got all their coat and their jacket on, ready to leave. But they're trying to watch and see what I'm about to do. Just being weird. Right? Changing their whole training program to copy what type of training now that I do. And this is what some of you other Jakes that train, or some of you other brothers that train, have seen people do with you as well. I know that there's Israelites that train, man. And these Edomites are watching you. Whether you can see that they're doing it or not, they're watching you, they're stalking you, because they know that you're better than them physically, and they really know that you're better than them in every other way as well. But they're only prepared to admit the physical way, as long as they can try and make out like the physical thing is based on something else. Oh, you're stronger than me because of all them years of captivity and the slavery. No, we were stronger than you before that as well. Don't try and make out like, because Jacob never went through no slavery, but he wrestled an angel. So don't try it, bruh. King David King David wasn't in no slavery when he was wrestling with bears and lions. So what are you talking about? What are you on about? But they've got their little comforts that they try and throw out there to try and make themselves seem like they're more than they are. And if I was an Edomite, you know what? If I was an Edomite, I'd do the same thing. Because I wouldn't be able to handle that there's a nation of people that are going to be able to fly one day, individually, as a person, as a human being. Not with a helicopter. No, themselves. I wouldn't be able to handle what I've seen on them telescopes that look into space. I'll be like, nah, I ain't never gonna let I ain't never finna let these Israelites know that I seen that in that telescope. I'm a lie and make it like they never did none of that. Like, why do you think that these Edomites have got a ritual that they do called the cremation of care? They have to do that to get rid of the conscience that they know that they're finna get their ass whooped. They have to like, they're sick of that. They have to literally made a ritual day that they're like, you know what, we've got to do something to get rid of the thought process that lets us know that them chains are gonna be on us. So let's do this cremation of care BS. They've literally got a thing that's designed to make them get rid of. I don't know what they're doing it. I don't care, because it's not gonna work anyway. They're still gonna shape this. Is prophecy for violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee. So you ain't gonna escape anyway. You think you are, but you're not though, are you? They're gonna face the music, man. They're gonna have to face the music. But if I was an Edomite, I'd be the same way. But I'm not an Edomite, though. I'm an Israelite. So to hell with your plans. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So this is part of the reparations. So you trying to offer some money. Okay, we'll give you 15 grand every fortnight for what happened to your forefathers. But you don't get any physical revenge. You don't get any industries. And you know what? We're going to inflate the money since we've gave you all of this year. Now we're going to inflate the money so that 15 grand ain't going to stretch as far anyway. Like, you think we could really trust that so-called reparations anyway? Yeah, right. Yeah, right, man. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So all you Edomites should be safe because you never did nothing to us, innit? That's what you say, right? Oh, you never had anyone in cap. You never did it. That was your forefathers. So yours should be all right, according to your mind, right? So what you worried for then? Like, what you worried about? If you never did nothing to nobody, and you're just a real nice citizen that gives money to Oxfam and puts money and hands money to the poor, and you think that actually means something in the Heavenly Father's eyes, really, compared to actually believing Him and showing faith as an Israelite, by the way, then you should be all right. What are you worried about, man? Why are you worried for? Shouldn't you be really more focused on what you think God's gonna do and what you think that we're saying? Because God's will is gonna be what's gonna overcome anyone else's plans, right? So you don't need to worry about what us little Hebrew Israelites are saying that you're going into captivity, because according to what you're saying, everyone's gonna go to some heaven, some fake heaven or hell place, right? So don't worry about that for. You think that us Hebrew Israelites are gonna go in hell and burn forever because we're teaching this doctrine. So why are you gonna worry about us saying that you're gonna go in slavery? We can't put you in slavery if we're in hell. If we're in this hell place and you're in this heaven place, right? We won't be able to, right? According to your belief, anyway. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So again, if you've never oppressed us, what are you worried about, man? You ain't did nothing to us, innit? That's what you're saying, right? Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. So this is what we're waiting for. This is the true reparations. Because even if we got some financial money, or you verbally, all as a race, saying we're sorry for what happened, what's that gonna do? Is that gonna get rid of our sorrow? Is that gonna get rid of our fear and our hard bondage that we're serving to you people right now? No, it's not. Is that gonna get rid of the psychological damage that's been done of having to see your number one enemy every single day, and they're arrogant, having to see a person that you can know deserves being judgment, man, but they're just arrogant all day, acting like they ain't never did nothing to nobody, acting like they're the most moral people in the world when they've did the worst things that any group of people have ever did in life, and then they always justify it and pull out some stats. When here's the thing, if you are the main group of people doing the arrests and in the main people that own the courts, the stats don't mean nothing because you're the one in charge of controlling that. Because if I was a police officer and owned all the government and owned all the officers that are going to do the rest, and they're mostly my people, I could just say to my people, you know what? Go out there to them Edomite neighborhoods and start making some arrests, right? I don't care too much about whether they did or didn't do it. Get out there and make these arrests and make sure you grab them arms. And when they say, why are you touching me for? I nick them, arrest them, mate. Right? And if you have to plant something on them, go ahead. I don't care. We just want them in prison because we got to get these stats. It wouldn't be that hard to do it. And then when I go into the courtroom and I see an Edomite there, okay, you're going to jail. You're guilty. I don't care about no evidence. That evidence isn't allowed to be in the trial. We're not going to have that evidence in the trial. I don't know. That looks tampered with to me. That evidence is not making it into the trial. You're going to jail. Now you're on my stats. And then if I decide, okay, he served his time, I got 10 years out of him, I know he didn't do it. Okay, he's free to go now. You're a free man. But I'm already did that same thing to 10 other Edomites, and I'm gonna do it to another 100 before I leave out of being a lawyer. And then I'm gonna do it to another 1,000. It wouldn't be that hard to do that, would it? So don't tell me about no stats when your people are the ones that are making most of the arrests, man. And you own the courtrooms. It's your law that people are having to follow. It's not God's law. It's the laws that you decided. And then you don't judge them laws with a rod of iron because different people get a different judgment when they break the same law. So it's not setting in stone, is it? It's amended. It's got a lot of amendments, hasn't it? All your laws, huh? Verse 3, and it shall come to pass that in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, from thy hard punishment that was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, half the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased. And that's the main thing that's going to cut you Edomites to the soul. That you can't oppress nobody else no more. That you can't bother nobody. That you don't have that power. Because I know some of the little ways that you Edomites try and test your power in this world. Here's a few that I've seen. When you're walking down the street, you'll try and stay in the way and not move left or right to try and test the waters and be like, yeah, my white power is about to make this person move out of the way. Abracadabra, alakazam, here we go. And then when that person doesn't move out of the way, y'all nearly damn fall into the bushes to the left or the right, man. And go, sorry. Sorry. No, not sorry. You knew what you was trying to do. You was trying to think you're slick and trying to not move out of the way, even though the person had already moved, or they'll try and move into your way. That's another one. They'll try and not move out of your way, or they'll try and move into your way so that you can move. Yeah? Here's another one I've noticed. They'll try and be a Karen in public. They'll try and be rude to somebody that's in a customer service job position. They'll try and be extremely rude and unreasonable, right? Just to try and see what's going to go on. They know they're in the wrong, but they'll be extremely rude and arrogant just to see, like, okay, I'm going to show my skills right now. Activate white power move. They'll do it, man. And they can say they don't. They do that. I watch you, Edomites, man. And I see your ways, man. I'm starting to see y'all very well. I'm starting to see y'all very well. And there's other things that y'all see that y'all do as well that make me know that Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 must needs happen. It's much deserved for you people, man. Because you're wicked as hell. It couldn't have happened to a nicer group of people than you lot. And you can say it's as racist as you want. If you're not an Edomite, don't worry about it, innit? If we're just making it up, then this is never going to happen, is it? Verse 5, Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked. He's going to break your staff. And the scepter of the ruler. Like, it's actually fascinating how proud you Edomites have become it. Because there's days going to come where all that pride is going to be drained out, man. And you're going to have no choice but to accept that you're an Edomite. You're no longer going to be able to run from your nationality. Because that's what you're doing. And I don't blame you, right? If I was an Edomite, I'd do the same thing, man. But I'm not an Edomite, though. I'd be exactly the same as you Edomites if I was one. I'd be lying. I'd be saying, yeah, where's the DNA proof, though? Okay, you say you're an Israelite, but there's no historical or DNA proof and evidence for that. But then I would also never ask the small hats for the same proof that I'm asking anyone else for, partly because I know that they don't have it, because they can't prove something that they're lying about. There can't be evidence and proof for a lie, other than to prove it's a lie, right? So I would do the same thing. I'd hide these little worm weasels and give them a little pay package to stalk and go over and travel across the country and say, oh, these Hebrew Israelites are this and that. I'd do the same thing, man. And that's why we know that that's what you're doing. Because we'd do the same thing if we were Edomite, but we're not, though. That's the thing. So we can only play this Game of Thrones as an Israelite supposed to play it, man. Just like how you can only play this Game of Thrones the way our Edomite supposed to play it. You can't try and come with the Bible and speak the truth from it and speak a true doctrine, because the true doctrine is against you. Verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, not just the Israelites. You never just smote us with a continuous stroke. You smote everyone with one. He that ruled the nations in anger, exactly, not just us, the Israelites. Everyone you did it to. But your main target was always us, though, wasn't it? Because we're the ones that you had envy towards. Because we got what you think you're supposed to have, the blessing. But it's not yours, and it never was. And the thing that's mad is, they're so desperate to try and have our blessing and jealous of our blessing while using the blessing that Isaac gave them. So you don't hate the blessing that Isaac gave you that much, dear, because every chance you get to use it, you use it, don't you? The sword. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. The whole earth's going to be singing when you fall. They're not going to be sad and sour about, oh man, but they were so nice people. Nah, man. If Esau can't enjoy the kingdom, I never want to enjoy the kingdom. That's not, that is not going to happen. And here's another thing, the world isn't just going to fade into savagery neither. Like, you Edomites really try and make out like nobody invented nothing without you, Like, it's fascinating. Your arrogance really makes you believe that nobody can make anything without you. Yet when I look at what China's doing, have they not got better cars than what you make? Have they not did that? Now you might say, oh, why are you saying what China did? We could do it too. An Israelite could definitely do that stuff too. Because there's an Israelite out there that started to make plastic turn into fuel. So don't try and make it like we don't know anything. This world hasn't even begun to see the depths of our righteousness. Right? Hasn't even begun. Our potential in this society has always been hindered, and we've still did great things. But when we're in power, our potential is gonna be unhindered. We're gonna have unhindered potential in the kingdom, which is gonna give us royal boldness. Right? We're gonna just stand before you people, and there's not gonna be no fear in our heart. Like, if you're perfect, nobody can't tell you nothing. And that's why it makes the world so uncomfortable when we say that we're the Israelites, because they already can see that we can do so much already. They already saw all the great things that we was able to do just because we believe that we're black. Never mind all the amazing things that we're going to be able to do when we believe that we're Israelites, and when it's proven 100% with a fact that we are the Israelites. Right now, part of what we're saying is based off things that we think we can prove, the curses, for example. But some of it is still based on faith that we believe we're the Israelites, which is something that you can't take away. We hope we're the Israelites. We've got faith that we're the Israelites, and you can't destroy hope. The more hell you put on somebody, the more they're hoping that you're not going to be putting hell on them. The more you're trying to oppress somebody, the more they're going to hope that they're not being oppressed no more. You can't destroy hope, because the worse someone's life gets, the greater the hope that they're waiting for better days is going to be. You can't destroy faith. It's not possible. It's not possible, man. Because what are you Edomites going to do? Give us everything we want? No. So therefore, you're going to try and take away what we want, and then we're going to hope for what we want, which is going to come from the hands of the Heavenly Father, not you. You don't even have power to give us the things that we want, because it's so far beyond what you even think you can get for yourself. The things that we're talking about are so far beyond what even you are going to try and get for yourself as a nation. I think that this is a good place to end the video, but I wanted to just go into how prophecy is going to have to come to pass in order for us to get over what happened to us, man. And let me get Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Because Yahweh is going to rid us of our oppressor as well. And it doesn't matter if you want to get sour about this. This is what's going to happen, man. You can be, oh man, this is awful. These doctrines they're teaching hate. Say what you want to say. If you're claiming to be a Christian and want to say that I'm teaching hate, okay, this verse is in your Bible as well. So how do you bring it out then? How does this verse match your doctrine, what you believe in, without being teaching hate? You tell me, right? Don't run your mouth and tell me what ain't going on. Tell me what is going on. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. That don't sound like Esau's going to be having an equality right there, does it? If one's a fire and one's a flame, but one's stubble, well, that don't sound. Why wasn't he going to be like a spark or something? You know what I mean? Why wasn't he nothing else fiery? Jacob's a fire, Joseph a flame, but Esau's stubble. Why wasn't he like a torch or something? Why didn't it say, but and Esau shall be a burning torch? No, they're just going to be stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. Who's the them? Esau. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. But what about the good Edomite that's supposedly meant to exist? This oxymoron character of a good Edomite. What about them? And because people always want to say when it comes to John 3:16, what does all mean? The way they interpret is not true anyway. But they always want to say, what does all mean? What does world mean? Okay, what does not be any mean? What does not be any remaining of the house of Esau mean? What does for Yahweh have spoken it mean? So you can come with Deuteronomy 23:7, or thou shalt not have born Edomite. Mate, Yahweh's the one that said this though anyway. So whether I do or don't, and whether that scripture actually really meant what you think, whether I do or don't hate Edomites, Yahweh said that there's not going to be any remaining. So it's not me you need to convince. You need to convince Yahweh that his decision's wrong, and you're not going to be able to do that, are you? It's not us that you're trying to convince. Or you see that black guy there with them fringes. I've got to convince him that he shouldn't hate an Edomite. No, you don't. You have to convince Yahweh. You got to convince Yahweh that him making the Edomites that way was a problem. But here's the thing. Listen to this. Right? Listen to this, man. Romans chapter 9 and verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against God? Shall the thing formed, shall the creation say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? And here's the thing, you can't say why has Yahweh made you this way, and you also can't say why has you made them that way neither, because you never made them. So none of you heathens that ain't even in the battle between Jacob and Esau, none of you can also even question, but why did you make Jacob the loved one? And why did you make Esau the hated one? It's none of your business neither. You better just be grateful that you're made and that he never made you be an Edomite. Okay, you can be bothered that he never made you an Israelite. Be thankful that he never made you an Edomite, man, and watch your mouth. Don't even make the limelight shine on YouTube, right? And you better, all you people that are more comfortable with the lie that the Edomite is really the Israelites, rather than the Israelite actually being the Israelite, the so-called black man, Latino, and Native American, you've got problems coming your way as well, man. Because you helped and aided in the liars. You kept pushing this small hat lying narrative of the Bible. So there's judgment coming your way for that as well. I know you think it's not going to, but okay. All right. That's up to you, man. Verse 21, have not the potter power over the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? You can't question the Lord and why he did this. Who the hell do you think you are? Now, it's unfortunate if you ain't one of the ones that were chosen for the glory, but if you wasn't made in the first place, you wouldn't have been chosen for anything. So be grateful that Yahweh even made you in the first place and gave you a chance to do anything on earth. Because none of you Edomites were complaining when you had your glory days, were you? And that's in the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. When Abraham's talking to the rich man, he's saying, don't you remember when you had your good times? And Lazarus had these bad times. Now it's your time to go through something bad. And his time to be comforted. Get over it, man. Basically, get over it. Now's your time to catch some hell. None of you Edomites wanted to ever complain when you was having a sunny days, did you? But now all of a sudden you're realizing that, oh, the elites are against us as people. Nah, don't try and come into that elites business. Because if you was an elite, what would you be doing? if they knocked on your door and said, you know what, we've been noticing you, Mr. Anderson. You're one of the we've decided to regulate you and bring you into our private society. You wouldn't say, nah, I don't want to be in that. Back up, man. You wouldn't say that you'd be in it too. And you'd be doing the same thing. Because even you lower level Edomites, just in the lower level careers, man, not even nowhere near the millionaire range. Not even really near the 6-figure range. You Edomites are scumbags. Hiring and firing people. Not just allowing a company to run based on who's actually doing the hardest work. You're hiring and firing people, sabotaging people. People are doing what's the probationary periods and jobs that you people are hiring them on, and then you got a probationary period where, after this person's been working there for 6 weeks, their pay's supposed to go up by 50%. Then now they go up to the higher pay, and you fire them before you have to pay them more. Don't try it, man. You got these agencies, you fire the people before you have to pay them more. So you're corrupt yourself. You're giving women promotions because they gave you something strange for a piece of change. You're using nepotism, and a person goes from being a normal worker to a team leader in a day. I've seen it with my own eyes, man. Don't tell me nothing. I've seen it with my own eyes. You're moving Jakes around and so they can't talk to each other on work. You're moving one Jake there, another Jake there, firing people. People are warning colleagues, oh, you better be careful working in this spot of this company, because they just like to hire and fire the so-called black people. I've seen it, man. Don't try and tell me nothing. I've seen it with my own eyes, man. I know how you lower level Edomites do it. And just what I see you devils do at a lower level lets me know that if you've reached the heights what your fellow brothers have reached, you'd jack them up too, man. You'll be doing all the same stuff too. You wouldn't you're saying I gotta do a what? You're saying I gotta do what? In order to keep this kingdom? That's it. And you do the same things what your elites do, man. You do the same things that other people in your nation do. If you ran Hollywood, you'll be making people have to do the same kind of diddy bopping activity that they do. Because just in these lower level jobs, you do dodgy things and make people have to, and expect people to have to do dodgy things in order to keep a job, man. Just at a low level, at like an average salary level, man. You devils love hiring and firing people. It makes your day. You love hiring and firing, Jake. You love it. You love bothering, being racist at work. Bothering people, trying to gaslight. Trying to throw people under the bus to get a promotion. So if that's what you're doing just to get 30 to 60,000 a year, what the hell do you think you were doing if you was just to try and get 75 to 150 a year? 200 to 500,000 a year, 750 to 1 million a year, 10 billion a year, yeah, trillions. What the hell would you do then? You'd lose the plot. So you ain't no better. You ain't no better, man. You're just fake humble because you'll have to be more around and in a closer proximity to the people that you want to be able to oppress. Just like your elites do, you might go down, you might have to go down the street and see the people that you're trying to oppress. Your elites don't have to. They can do all the oppression without ever seeing them people in a position where they're not in complete control. Because they see Israelites, but the way how they'll see an Israelite is where that Israelite doesn't have no power in that room. And that Israelite is in a complete victim state in that situation, man. Horrible situation you wouldn't want to even imagine. And that's all the things that they're going to have to pay for when it's their time, man. You lower level Edomites and you elites, you're going to all have to pay. And no fake ass reparation is going to overcome the judgment that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has destined you to receive, man. And that's what this video is about. And I'm going to say Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel, Shalom. In fact, let me read this last bit, right? Verse 22. What if God wanted to show his wrath and to make his power known? Endured a much long suffering the vessels of wrath to destruction, and that's you Edomites. right? And that he might make known the riches of his glory and the vessels of mercy which he ever afore prepared unto glory. That's us, the Israelites. All the hell that we're catching is ultimately to the end where we receive glory, right? It's ultimately all for the end where we're going to receive glory at the end of this all, right? We're going to. You don't have to believe it. It's going to happen though. You can think, nah, they're never going to receive glory, right? You can think what you want to think, but we are going to though. And on that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect, to the nation of Israel, shalom.